Welcome back to Wrenches in Motion, where if it ain't broke, I ain't buying it. And today, well, we don't have the car here yet. Take a look around. We're missing the car that is in the thumbnail. What we do have, though, is we have Jamie's daughter's Sentra that just got wrecked. So I'm not sure what we're going to do with that yet, but anyway, that's over here. The Element still doesn't run. Kenny's still in pieces over there. Yeah, we still got the Accord. Anyway, I just got back from Puerto Rico at like 1:30 this morning. So I'm back out here. Unfortunately, I have to leave for Florida tomorrow morning. So Gordon is going to drive down to Elizabeth City and pick up the car for us. And I'm not even going to see it until, well, probably this next coming weekend. So I bought this thing sight unseen. I bought it for my wife because she had a 92 Cutlass Supreme like a long time ago. So I saw this one and I knew I had to have it. And why do I have boxes and an envelope on my porch? Anyway, before we go check that out, remember how I got rid of the ZL1 because it was in the garage taking up space? So I traded it for the MDX so I could keep it outside. And you see where that's at. So that plan didn't work. I can tell you, I hate the MDX. Which, I love my wife's 16 MDX. But this 23, I really don't like. So, as soon as we get to a point where I can get rid of that, that'll be gone. I haven't really touched the Pilot much because I have been traveling a lot for work. A couple weeks ago I was in Florida, took the BMW down there. It performed flawlessly. So that's what I'm taking again. The orange Element is what I just took to the airport. Figured I could leave that there and drive it back, and that worked out fine too. The blue Element should be leaving, going back to the wife in New York in a couple weeks, I think. So I really need to do that passenger side control arm, and then I fixed everything that needed to be fixed on it, and it'll be good to go. So I'm going to take a walk over there, see what's on my porch. Probably the box is all wet now, because I have no idea what I ordered. Just like buying this just like buying this Cutlass. I was in Puerto Rico and I had seen it on Marketplace probably about a month and a half ago, and then I think I saw it listed as pending, so I didn't really pay much attention to it, and it came up again, so I jumped on it. Oh, Eastwood. Okay, that is my... If you've seen the Dirty Max, the frame is rusted. It's a 2018 and the frame's all rusted, so I got some rust encapsulator and some rust converter. So hopefully I can get that on the frame before it gets too bad. And then I think I know what that is, but... Okay. That's it for now. I'm waiting for Gordon to come over right now, actually, so I can give him the money and he can go pick up the car on Monday, and I'll see it when I see it. Well, everybody, I just got back from Jacksonville. Left at 2:30 this morning. It's now 11:30. Drove through a lot of Tropical Storm Debbie. Florida was dry, Georgia was dry, but North and South Carolina, I got slammed with rain. So I need to unload this and put this in the garage, so we'll just do that. But let's take a look at what we got here. Now, I haven't seen it yet. Gordon dropped it off. It's still on the tow dolly, as you can see. Looks pretty clean in the front here. I got trees throwing things down, probably pine cones. Dual overhead cam, 24 valve, yep. cheap tires. They got tread 2020 at least on the front. So okay, so those tires will work. These are not Atsus, these are something else, but they have a lot of tread. What's the date code on those? I think it says 16. All right, and this is all soaked, so I'm not going to get close over here. Well, there's like no dents in this thing. There's hardly any scratches that I see. Well, he wasn't lying about the top. It definitely needs to be replaced. But I got a guy. So let's open it up real quick. I've really got to eat. I am starving. Oh, hey, open up. Stay there. Oh, it looks like you might have some mold issues. And looks like you might have some mouse issues in here. Oh, the floor is wet. Of course. Why wouldn't the floor be wet? Oh. Well, a manual would have been nice. So I gotta try to go online and find a manual for it. Let's look at the back seat. Back seat looks okay. Now, even though it's got some mold, it doesn't really smell bad. Let's go in the front here. I'm just going to take a look in the driver's side, and then I am going to get something to eat. These things like to break. These are working. That's nice. Nice touch there. And that's going to be the title right there. Okay. We'll bring that in the house. I'll tell you what. Since we're here anyway, let's see if we can pop the hood and take a look under there, because it looks like intake gaskets in the back. I don't know for sure. I've seen a few other ones do this, so I don't know if we need to. Shouldn't have to replace the windshield. Should be able to just get this trim and pop it in, I think. Maybe. This is going to look good when it's cleaned up. All right, what do we have here? Okay. Well, there may have been intake gaskets in the back. They may have been done. I don't know. All I know is it doesn't start. Oh, look at this. Do we have another alarm system issue? That sure looks like an alarm system in here. Oh, that could cause all kinds of stuff. What's the oil look like? Oh, nice and clean. Okay. I'll take that. Battery situation? Oh, can you believe it? Look at where the battery is. Underneath the windshield washer reservoir. So you gotta take this off, I'm sure. Well, that's not gonna be fun. We could probably get a positive on the jump pack there. We might be able to just hook the negative up here and see if this thing does anything. How about that? All right, I got it hooked up. I don't hear a fuel pump. Battery's pretty dead. Yeah, this jump box doesn't work all the greatest. I have to go reset that. I might just go get a battery for it, because I know it's going to need one. I'll just grab one of my other batteries for a core. Yeah, you're not feeling it. The little blinky lights here, 78% already. Okay, so since I'm just gonna go get a battery and say heck with all this stuff, I'm gonna see if I can undo the chains so that when Gordon gets here we can get this off of the tow dolly. He could take that away, and I'm going to push out the white Pilot and hopefully get this pushed in. Alright, well, I got it off the dolly using the jacks, because the dolly, if we just tried to pull it, we're afraid we're going to mess up the front bumper. And I believe that's a convertible only bumper. I know the headlights are convertible only, so we didn't want to mess that up. So I used jacks, jacked it up way in the air, pulled the dolly out, lost one of the nuts for the chains, so we got the magnetic thingy out, ran it around, picked up the washer, picked up the nut, got that back over there, so that's all good to go. I'm going to put this away, put the jacks away, and see if I can get this Pilot pushed out of there without having to get the tractor. Oh, slight change of plans. I'm not going to get a battery because, I don't know if you see that, 11 of 22. Yeah, it's not even 2 years old, so I'm going to say it's not going to need a battery. Got the charger hooked up. As soon as I put the charger on, open it up, we got dome lights, got dash lights, got headlights. You can hear it dinging away. Yep. The marker lights over here, yep. And what we got for tail lights. And we got tail lights. Good. We'll check the backup lights. But oh, it's locked. I gotta get the keys out. But first, take a look at this if you can. Not even 82,000 miles. Gotta love that. All right. So while the battery's charging, we're gonna go ahead and start getting some of this junk out of here. Take this floor mat out on the passenger side, get the dry vac, and start vacuuming up some of the water that's over there. There's no water on the driver's side, just the passenger side. All right, so as we get in the trunk, whew, North Carolina pine needles. Golly, you gotta love that. Or what do they call it? Pine straw, to make it sound good. No, it's not pine straw. They're pine needles, pine shat, pine whatever. Don't try to make it sound good. This stuff is terrible. Super acidic, not good for anything. Pine trees are like the worst thing in the world. Pine straw. Give me a break. Alright, so obviously this is not going to come out as easy as I was hoping. So we're going to take the trunk open, and then we're going to be able to pull the rest of that junk out of there. No, we're not going to get the trunk open. There's not the key for the trunk. Really? You're going to give me a key that it goes in, it don't turn nothing. Alright. There better be an electric trunk popper. Where would that be? Okay, let me look for that. Before I do, I wonder if any of this junk under here is from that aftermarket alarm system. Let me find the trunk pop and see if we can get this trunk open. Well, that's a good sign. The battery's charged up at least enough to pop the trunk. And let's see what we have in here. Whoa, slow down, settle down there, buddy. Oh, looks like we've got the boot for the hard top, or hard top. The boot for the top. That's good. We got paper towels. That's just a mouse waiting to happen. A little bit of stuff chewed in there. Let's get this out of here. I really should find a way to get you guys on a tripod for this. I'm just going to throw this up here. Close enough. These things we'll get rid of. This we'll get rid of. No desire for that rug. Well, maybe a few rodents, but not a lot. All right, we got a spare. Probably used, probably flat. Okay. Whew, stinks in there. Oh, wow, you can see how full this is. Yeah, we'll be cleaning all this out. And this side over here, this one we're gonna get our little green clean machine out. Well, first a vacuum cleaner and a garbage bag and get rid of all this stuff. I think I showed you that's all wet down there, so we'll be cleaning that up. And then the mystery box of stuff back here. Oh, it's heavy. Why is it so heavy? All right, I'll be back once we get this out. All right, last look at this dirty thing before we fire up the power washer. Man, all that stuff is everywhere. It's been sitting, you can see the junk on the windows. I mean, all this stuff. I was very surprised to see only 81,000 miles. That is something else. Yeah, this side especially, this must have been like, this we got the window trim. This stuff needs to be replaced. Hopefully we can still get that. Same thing with the windshield trim. I don't think that's going to be too hard to replace. But let's fire up this power washer and see if we can get this thing a little bit clean. New filter. Okay. Oh, yeah, let's take a look. So what was in there? We had a tensioner, brake pads, spark plug wires, and they should have done rotors because these rotors are terrible. So if we do get it running and moving, we'll probably just do all new rotors, pads, all that stuff, just to start fresh. All right, well, we got our power washed, and I actually hand washed it too. So we're charging the battery. I do have to say though, I cranked it and I didn't like what I heard. So I don't know, man. I don't know if this thing's gonna need a new engine or what. But I mean, they're out there, they're available, so that's not an issue. It's not an issue putting one of these in. That's gonna be easy. I was kind of hoping it was gonna be good, but the way it cranked, it sounded like it's binding. Maybe it's just a torque converter bolt that had come out a little bit. I don't know, it's gonna be a lot of investigation to find out what's going on. Well, maybe not a lot. We might be not investigating much at all. Anyway, here it is. And JR, I know you're not watching this, but my hood struts work. And it's a 95. Anyway. Yeah, so I've priced the top. That's expensive. But I think it's going to be worth saving because the low miles. Alright, so let's see what else we got. We need a top. We need a power antenna. Oh, there's a dent in the door. Oh, look at that little bitty thing. Oh well. I guess you can't have perfection. The back cleaned up nice. So actually, the whole thing cleaned up pretty good. Never mind the top. I just hit it with the power washer a little bit just to see what would happen. Let me see. I don't know if do I get the key with me? I got a bunch of phones with me. I'll let you take a listen. See what you think. Now remember, the fuel pump don't come on that I could hear, so it's definitely not going to start. Or could it have started? You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like the timing's way off. That's what it sounds like to me. So just for the heck of it, let's put it on start. Sorry about the walking around. Let's see if this does anything. Get you out here. Yep. We are going to have to time this engine. Actually, it sounds pretty good. It just, yeah. We're gonna have to take the timing covers off. We're gonna take this whole front of the motor apart, get it on top dead center. I've heard this is a real pain to do because something about the timing marks aren't marked or something like that, or the cranky. Anyway, something. It's gonna be a real pain to time. But I think that's what's going on, because you can tell it's like, ugh. It's like got way too much compression because valves aren't opening, and then it frees itself and it's like gets stuck on the next one. So hopefully that might be all of our issue. Alright, that's it for now. I'm gonna go in because I need to take a shower, and I hate to say get ready for bed because it's only 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but I'm pretty tired. Remember, I've been up since, well, I got up at 1 and then left Florida at 2:30, so yeah, I'm tired. All right, another day on the Cutlass. So I think what we're going to do this morning is we're going to go ahead and pull this off, take the overflow out, see if we can get the timing covers off. We'll take off the valve covers. Looks like I got to take the intake off. Looks like it's missing a bolt, but I think I found that. I didn't know where it was or what it was, but I think this is going to be it. So the intake. Yep. All right, that's the intake bolt. All right, so we got all those. And disconnect the throttle body. Ugh, that's gonna be a lot of stuff to take off of there, but I think it's gonna be worth it because I want to see what's going on. I really think that there's something nefarious going on in there. Like, he had the timing belt done. I saw the plugs, the wires, so I know those are new. But if he had the timing belt attempted to be changed at the same time and someone messed that up, then I think that's causing our whole issue. Because it actually did try to fire once, which was kind of weird. But so my first impressions of the fuel pump not working are probably incorrect. Just got the spare tire aired up. Got the jack in the right position. I know, focus on the important things, right? So we'll drop that in there, probably cut our hand open. Alright, we have to put the trunk back together and then wipe off the moisture there. I don't know if I want to get a new trunk seal right away or just wait. We might even wipe out the channels and then go ahead and shut the trunk. And once we put the top boot cover thing, we'll throw that back in the trunk. And then I think the trunk part is going to be done. And then we'll concentrate on the mechanicals. Actually, we might check the brake lights, reverse lights, and high beams. I think that's all we have to check left. That's all we have left to check for lights. The top did not go down, so more fun times to be had there for sure. I mean, which may be fine because it needs a new top anyway. And what happens if I start to drop the top and the cables break? Then we're going to be done for. So anyway, let me throw this back together. Thankfully, they've got storage instructions right here, so I know what order everything goes in. We'll throw this together, and yeah, we'll come back when we start working on the engine. Alright, I'm just going to preface this by saying I don't know anything about these dual overhead cam V6s, other than I've heard they're a real pain. So, get this other bolt for the timing cover off. Oh, there's my magnet. Really hate to lose that. Okay, we should be on. Yeah. It is a timing belt. Okay, now, from what I've been reading and looking at, there's no actual timing marks. What you do is you line up the crank, and then there's a set of flats on the cams here and a set of flats on the cams back there. You loosen up all of the bolts that hold the cam gears on. Set the back cam so it's flat. They make a tool that goes on there and bolts the cams flat. Turn it over to where the crank says TDC. Tighten the back bolts up. Remove the cam thing. Put the front cams in with the flats up. Put the tool in to hold the cams. Still having these front ones loose. Rotate it another turn, the crank. And then while the tool is still holding the cams flat, bolt those in, and you should be good to go. So all I'm trying to do is get all the covers off, roll it over to TDC, and see if either one of these cams is actually, see if the flats are lined up. I've got a feeling that one or, possibly all four of them are not going to line up. So, we're just going to dig in, see what we can do, which may be nothing, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know anything about this engine, other than a friend of mine had one in his Lumina Z34, and I thought it was cool until it was time to do a timing belt. And he's like, nope, I'm just going to get rid of it. So, he did. I mean, he got rid of it before it actually hurt anything, so it's not like he, killed the engine and then traded it in. Alright, this camera battery is about to die, so next we're going to take this off and try to figure out how to get these plug wires out of here, because that's an interesting combination. Well, the plug wires were easier than I thought. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to take this out. We're going to unplug the IAT. Got a vacuum line there. This is probably the MAF sensor, or maybe MAP, I don't know which one they use. I don't know if there's speed density or what. Alright, got that. There's supposed to be 4 screws holding this in. There's only 2, or 3, I mean. So this should come out. Maybe, hopefully we don't have to do too much more removing of things. There we go. I just want to get this out of the way so we can have more room to look and see what kind of things we got going on. Alright. That is, and there is some junk on our screen. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. So we'll clean all that off because we don't want junk on our screen. Looks like the throttle body is part of the upper intake, so we're going to have to take all that off at once. So they put in a new air filter, messed that up. So we'll be getting another new air filter. That's great. Product of USA. Oh, you don't see that much. Alright, let's start taking some more things apart. Okay, well this is going slower than I thought. So we're going to take off the bottom timing cover. So we got to take off the power steering pump, of course. And this connection out of here, get this out of the way. There's 3 bolts that you can reach. You got to spin the pulley to get to them. There's another 10mm right here. So I've already got the 3. Take that out of there. Now, you should be able to move the power steering pump out of the way. Okay, we should be able to move the power steering pump out of the way. There's another bolt. There is. Oh, way back there. My, isn't that going to be fun to get to? And what is that plastic thing? Ugh. Oh, is there one down there too? No, it feels like there's just one more. Okay, one more 8mm bolt, and then the thing will be loose. I don't know why the power steering pump is not coming out of there. Alright, well, I don't know if I know how to feel about this. I'm actually kind of disappointed. So if you look right now, the cam flats are up. We are on TDC. I don't know if you can see the pink mark, but it's lined up with the arrow on the block. And then he did mark the cam gears, and they're right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around one more time, because the back ones have pink marks on them also. And if we go around one more time and the back set of cams are lined up, that means the timing belt's been done right. We'll put it back together, crank it over with the plugs out, and if it still cranks really difficult, because turning it over by hand, it's turning over harder than it should be. So now I'm starting to wonder if we've got something like a spun bearing. Which wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it would, actually, because I thought these motors were pretty good. But I think that's what we're going to end up doing. Spin this around. Well, I'm not even going to check the cam flats. I'm just going to look, and if the two pink marks are lined up, then I'll know that that's right. And we got to look elsewhere. We will figure out why this thing does what it does. It's not going to be for a bit. You probably can't see it, but it's lined up there. Actually, I don't think it is lined up down there. No, it is not. But this thing is still hard to turn. Those cam gears are not lined up. So now I got to make a decision. Do I pull it all apart, start over with the timing, get all the timing set, and then it still possibly have a bad main bearing? Or do I... Oh, this is a tough decision. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But I'm going to try to crank it, and I'll bet it's going to crank hard like it has been before, because even when I was turning it over by hand, there was some spots where it was really difficult. I'm not going to say like it's hitting a valve, but like it's hitting a valve. Okay, I don't know why the fuel pump is still pumping fuel. I got the relay pulled. But take a listen. I mean, this doesn't sound terrible. Doesn't sound bad. So, I don't know. Maybe it is just the cams being out of sequence. So let me throw a ratchet on there. Let's pull this front one back up again and take a look at it. And I'm going to try to mark on the block too. That way I'll know when I pull the back set up. We'll take a look and see what's going on with those. See if they look right or see if they look wrong, because they look wrong right now to me. All right, well, those tests were kind of inconclusive, I guess. I've got the... No, you can't read them. Got the compression ratings. All of them look good. Number 4 is a little bit low. I mean, it's only 170, but it's not terrible. Should still run. Also, I've got the fuse, or the fuel pump relay pulled out, and yet this thing is dumping fuel everywhere when I was cranking it over. So, whatever. I'm just going to put it back together, and I guess we'll go from there. I don't know what to do next. I don't think it's a a spun bearing, because sometimes it spins free and it gets to a point where it's tough to spin. I think if it had a spun bearing, it would do that all the time. So I'm not leaning towards that now. I don't know. I think something's going on. I just don't know what it is right now. Okay, any bets on what it does? I've got a feeling it's going to act the same way. Well, okay. Why is the RPMs at like 3 grand, I wonder? Alright, well, I'll take that. Interesting, that'll give you something to look at. Here it is, the Cutlass that don't run. Oh, them brakes suck. Oh, the transmission shifts. Alright, I gotta do something about that throttle cable. It needs to be replaced. But it's running, it's driving. Of course, I got my foot off the gas and we're doing 35 miles an hour. So I definitely gotta fix something about that. But yeah, I'll see you guys when we get back to the house. I do think it is the back set of cams that's out of time, because there's no way it should crank over like that. So that's gonna be it for now. I'll figure out when I'm gonna dive back into this. I've still got to fix the BMW, so that'll be this weekend's project, I think, because I really like driving that car, so I want to get that one going. This one here, back burner, kind of a project car, but I can't push it outside, obviously, because the top leaks like crazy, so it's going to sit under the carport until I can get to it. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Keep the wheels down and keep your wrenches in motion.